One of the impacts of climate change is an increase in temperatures, which has a ripple effect on everything, including an increase in natural disasters. SPREP has been working closely with the Met offices around the Pacific region in order to provide the Weather Ready Pacific program.
So Weather Ready Pacific is a big game changer for us in the Pacific. It is an opportunity, it's a plan that is developed by our own people, for our own people in our own region. And so it's a massive emotional or a tie to the Weather Ready plan because it's for us by us. Why is it a game changer though? It's a game changer because for too many years we have different Met services at different levels of, and capacity and capability to deliver early warning systems or early warnings to the communities, and they're such an integral part of that first warning, but they're also very important to government in terms of planning and all of the different sectors. The Weather Ready plan, first of all, was born out of a recognition that we have to do this for ourselves. What is it going to take for us for everyone to be at an even playing field? The pillars of this is governance, capacity building, infrastructure to ensure that you've got the right instrumentation, and also continued capacity building with the national disaster management officers. It's exciting for us. We've had the first commitment by Australia of $30 million. With the first tranche to happen early next year. We're recruiting a team in the early next year to start rolling this out. What is the role that it plays in the Pacific and in the work we do? Everything that comes into SPREP in terms of support to the Met services and hydrological services through SPREP has to now go through Weather Ready. So the Weather Ready Pacific program is the overall umbrella. So, I can't talk about Weather Ready without acknowledging our key support partners, Australia and New Zealand, who have been planning this with us all the way through to the commitments. But we also can't talk about it and not invite new investors to invest in a resilient Pacific through the Weather Ready program.
What countries do you think you'll roll this out to first?
All the countries.
All at once?
All at once. When I say all countries all at once, it's not all activities all at once, yeah? But we will roll out the support to the countries with the particular needs that are encompassed by the Weather Ready. So we are not going to work with a subset of countries and then work with another subset of countries. It will depend on the identification of the immediate needs. So we already have a plan. So we have the plan for the investment. We have the governance structure set up and endorsed by the Pacific Meteorological Council. And we've also got a plan for the first few years where that support will go to. So the first rollout will be the most urgent needs for the different countries.
For the Weather Ready Pacific program, it sounds like you guys have got it on a good roll, under control at the moment, but are you anticipating any difficulties or challenges that may come your way?
I've been in this work for long enough to know not everything goes according to plan. We have plans. We have the Weather Ready plan for investment. We have the plan for implementation. We have seed funding. We still have to fundraise for more, but nothing ever goes to plan because there's the human factor. And in the Pacific, there are other factors such as our remoteness, getting activities or getting the help to the countries that need it, the remote access, the scheduling, shipping, etc. And even when it comes to capacity building, while we will roll that out in as much as we can face to face, because that alone doesn't work out all the time in our favor, we will look at alternative measures as well. The biggest obstacle to the success of this plan, the way that I see it, from a management perspective is the funding we need to implement it. So it's valued at $167 million. That is the value, original value of what it's going to cost to bring our services up to where they need to be across the Pacific region. We know now, having developed an implementation plan with our Met directors, that it's going to get higher and higher. But what we want to do is fundraise for this term of 10 years. The important thing about the Weather Ready that I forgot to mention is it's a 10-year plan, a 10-year program. Because projects for too long, we've got experience of projects being 3-4 years, and then they end. And there's no succession. And there's no exit strategy. So we want to plan an exit strategy when we're planning and implementing so that we can anticipate what happens and how our countries will just normalize the activities and absorb them as part of their core business.
Coming from the Cook Islands, I personally know firsthand, as in relation to your remoteness, the difficulties with internet and internet connection. Is that going to be part of the infrastructure funding? Will Met officers, like for the cooks, have a higher internet speed that maybe, that could be part of this program specifically for them?
That's a very good question, and fundamentally, those are the key elements. And if that is critical to that information sharing for the Cook Islands, then it's likely to be critical for other small countries too.
And there you have it, hearing from Tagaloa Cooper in regards to the Weather Ready Pacific program. As we know, it's a no-brainer that the Pacific Islands are prone to natural disasters. Fiji, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu's are cyclone hubs. So thinking about the benefits of this program for our Met officers and Met officers is just going to be on extravagant levels. This is Ms Tagaloa Cameron for Pasifika TV signing out.